Alright, we're kicking it again. Right back to what we were saying. So, the point is very simple. We have 5 champions that we want to focus on for this base. Everyone goes attack, everyone does that. We want to play the game a bit differently. We want to give ourselves some fun. Just dumping a shit ton of money into this game is not going to be fun for us, right? It's the strategic aspect, and that's what brings it to life. So, we are focusing on the 5 champions, and the best 5 champions following a defensive gameplay style to build the strategies and to learn and explore and just have fun with it. To me, seems to be following a hunt, heal, and revive comp. Basically, you need your team to constantly distract by taunting. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Heal, heal, divide. Divide, conquer, revive. Basically, right? For the champions. That seems to be the best way I can think of it. So we got those 3 parameters. So now we go through all the champions. And right off the bat, number 1, number 2, which is hard to miss, were Renee Vans and Enchantress. For obvious reasons, Renee Vans revives everybody, even your own divine skill. And at much further levels, she revives 2 people's divine skills, which is awesome. The next champion is Enchantress. For a similar reason. She revives a champion that she's empowering, but she also provides a shit ton of heal. Her Fortitude, which is the basic here that you got, brings back a lot of healing, and then her ultimate is essentially the same thing, and it dispels a lot of skills that debuffs and everything that players will be using with their own champions. So that's great. That's great. The 3rd champion was Ambrosia for the longest. But Ambrosia simply heals and simply does damage. That's it. She heals and does damage. She doesn't revive. Right? And she does not taunt. We got damage. The base is damage. Everybody does damage. Damage alone is not going to work. Reviving is much more powerful to me than damage. And here's why. Because this thing right here, you can stack it up with a shit ton of champions as it gets bigger and much better. So a bunch of champions come out, and you'll just keep reviving a bunch of champions that are already on the board. That is powerful. So simply doing damage and healing is not going to work. So our 2 options were and are this chick right here, Glory Priest, because she doesn't just heal you, she heals the base in you and makes you invincible and all that stuff. And the 3rd option was this guy right here, Thunderwind, because in his Fortitude, he revives all dead allies with 50% of his max HP upon death. So when he dies, everybody comes back to life with 50% of his health. So if he doesn't have a lot of health, shit's gone. But if he has a shit ton of health, then everybody's going to come back. But that only works when he's on the base, right? So you could imagine putting him in a very safe spot, like in the middle or near the middle, right? You fight, he goes down, and everybody that died before him comes back to life, right? You see where I'm going with? So you have 3 revives, and you could swap out Glory Priest's base healing with an Abyss Demon. Or you bring an Abyss Demon into this with these 2 tanking, and you things you have up here, and there you go. So, and she still can come through the defense ministry, or not really the bastion, and use your ultimate that makes everybody invincible and all that stuff. So Glory Priest does not work because Glory Priest simply heals. And that's not enough. Just like Ambrosia. Ambrosia simply heals and does damage. We don't need that. But him, he doesn't just heal, he doesn't do just damage, but he also does a bunch of debuffs and whatever, but he also brings everybody back to life. And that's important. That's very defensive focused. It's very clear that they're going towards that route. Now, the point of this episode is really focusing on the tanks. The team players that are going to be protecting everybody else. That's really going to take in the hit. Last episode, we kind of went into these two, how they're kind of like bad bros. They're always going for the hose. What I mean by that is, Woven Fiend would be a great, and I mean an absolute god tier tank of a champion. But the problem with this man is, he has an ability that makes him turn into a wolf. So you go into combat as human form and taunt every man, every body, mother and child to him, and he just sit there, and he can't be dispelled. He can't. His damage reduction cannot be dispelled. So he can take a lot of shit. Just absolute macho man of a man he is, right? Great, perfect, awesome. Mwah. But guess what? He can just switch into a fucking wolf, and then all that attention that he had become a big problem. So if he doesn't have a crazy amount of damage in his wolf form to leech off a very tanky individual, right? While the other targets are taking the other target, the enemy's side targets, he's gonna go down fast, right? And this fucker right here is not a good pair for him, because you can literally put a flying unit over here or somewhere else, and then put everybody else on the other side of the map. And this guy, because of his fortitude, which makes him literally fucking fly off to nowhere, he said, "Bad bitch," boom, jumps across the goddamn map. And then he has to walk, your champion has to walk back to their platform, then go into combat. What does that fucking mean? Simple. It means one thing. It means this guy's gonna go over there, fight his ass off into tank mode, then switches and get absolutely dumped, and everyone else is gonna die. That's what that means, right? That's not a good strategy. So alone, he sucks. But with a really good tank that can actively, quickly take away the attention from him, he is an absolute machine. But this fucker can't do that. Because again, like I said, he just says bye, boom, disappears. So, Landslide, so they're both like iffy. They have the most amount of tank out of all the options that we can show here, but they're on stable platforms. The two other options we have following this train right here are Mistress and Foxy. Foxy, we don't need to read all this crap. Just know she fucking taunts you, right? You were doing your thing, next thing you know, you're fucking lost. That's all there is to it. And then Fortitude, is another taunt. And then the ultimate is basically she creates a clone of the enemy champion, of one or two of the enemy champion, and it's ridiculous. Now you have literally a copy, pound for pound, that you're fighting from the enemy champion. So if they brought one that has a lot of revives, next thing you know, you're getting a shit ton of revives, right? So that fucks with you, and it's the same skills and stats and everything. So you do not want her against you, because you're really fighting two champions at once, and she's constantly taunting you, and she's not getting hit because she's taunting you. You're moving into her, completely blinded to it. Let's see, because for example, the ultimate right here replicates an epic enemy to fight for you, killing And with the same Fox Summon one replica can be presented at the same time. Show state and be stunned for 9 seconds, so you will be stunned for 9 seconds. And there you see, so you're fighting yourself, not good. You're jumping your speech and showing your... all of their shit, like, it's not good, right? And then the ability, well, we're almost at 25, so might as well just read this. Increased skill damage up to 7. Right, so again, it's taunt. This is the taunt that is consistent that Wolven Fiend doesn't have. She's nowhere near as tanky as Wolven Fiend, without doubt. And she probably does less damage than Wolven Fiend in wolf form. Right? But she has that consistent taunt, that consistent distract. And the beauty about it is that she spawns another champion of the enemy. So you're fighting 2 champions at once. Right? So if they have a taunt champion, then you fucking bring another taunt. That's like 3 fucking taunts. It's broken. Right? So this is where we're gonna go. Then we have Princess, and you say, where the fuck is the taunt in this one? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be calling her home. Well, it's in her 3rd little booger. It's the little, this Emperor. It's this one. This one taunts, this one becomes health for her. Right, so it's kind of like the other girl right here. And then this one does damage. This one, why this is so much more valuable in my eyes, is because it's continuously, it's consistent, and it doesn't break. Now you might say, but that's a 1 in 3 chance every time. Well, this also has a very short cooldown to spawn champions. Let's see, 1.5 rage. That's at level 30. So it's pretty short. But the ultimate reason is because of this, right? Summons an Amp Chaos. So there's a 4th one, a big motherfucker. And essentially what happens is it taunts. It tethers an enemy. Right, so tether on a random enemy and taunts one surrounding enemy every 7 seconds. Every 7 seconds, new fucker gets done. And this is level 1. Level 1, 7 seconds. So if we go to, we find this beast, right? Sealed memory. This is new. Memoirs. Sealed memory. What is this? This is new. If we go to right here, right? Every 3 seconds. You see what I'm saying? Both of those champions are much more consistent at hunting and using other champions or other things to keep them alive. They're more malleable, if you will, as opposed to the 2 dudes. One jumps off to nowhere, basically leaves everybody, and the other one comes in, the perfect body of a Greek god, okay? But then does it all by himself, and then switch into the wimpiest, easiest thing to kill, because he got so much target into him. He's no longer the tank. He just goes plop, boom, dead. So unless somebody brings him back, or he switches to his whatever, he's gonna die, or taunts the attention away from him. He's going to go bye-bye. Let's see, summons a guardian. And there's one right here. This is a 3rd taunt ability. Also taunts any enemies that target the Emperor interest. Is automatically resummoned every 4. Like there are 3 consistent taunts that are happening at any level, at any moment. Taunts are happening left, right, and center. This is godly. Right? Let's see. 15 seconds. What? Right. So those 2 will be your. Like you might say, what about if I switch Foxy with Oven. Because Landslide doesn't work. Landslide flies somewhere else. So Landslide is a hard no. Right? Landslide does not work. Let's say we paired this with one of these. So far, the most powerful taunt that we have here, the most consistent taunt, is Enchantress, right? Because Blockhead, that was our 5th option. This does no taunt, right? See, Blockhead, there's no taunt. This is just slowing attack rates and all that stuff. This is where the taunt happens. It's the little block heights, right? So that's more late game. And he's not that consistent with his thing because again, let's go. Let's slow down, and then let's try and block it. Blockhead. The dude's literally a block. More little. Oops. Here we go. Blockhead. Right? Right here is, let's read one of them. Right? So instead of taunting, he opts for stunning. And instead of, and then right here, he opts for shielding. Damage reduction to all your heroes. That's pretty good. It's really good. Right, and right here slows people down, make them not so violent. I guess that's essentially what's going on. So he's a much more, he is what Landslide is swapped out. Landslide jumps away to a new location. Man, Landslide would be perfect if only the fucker didn't run away. That's it. Like he would, there's so many perfect, near perfect champions. That's why this game is so broken. It's just focus on the champions. Focus on the champions. But Landslide is too unpredictable, too easily distracted. The most powerful taunt in the game is the most easiest to be distracted. Foxy is, I don't know, I think she actually gives everybody some damage reduction. I think there is something that gives. Oh, and she also heals. Would you look at that? She also heals. Foxy also heals your champions. Huh, would you look at that? See? So she also heals. Blockhead, blockhead, blockhead. Stuns. Taunting is just stunning, that's better. Stun, you don't move. Just stay still. Taunting is come to me. Right? So you're actively walking into danger. You're not, so that's not worse. So blockhead does not work. So these two are the best options. They're just are. That's impressive. It's really these two. This is a problem with the switching, this is a problem with the bitching, this is a problem with the head hitting. It just doesn't work. So these two will be our two tanks, weirdly enough. So might as well start doing that now. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2. Boom. All women. Wow, what are the odds? Let's do mid lane. Well, let's see. She is Level 19. Let's see. 26,000, 21,000. Ambrosia got 26? Nope. 21? Nope. Is that really 21? Did I read that wrong? No, it's 2,000. So this is better in terms of damage. She does more damage. Attack range 12. Ooh. Ambrosia, you getting beat? What's going on, girl? Attack range 12. This heals. She heals. This does damage. She doesn't really do damage. Increase damage real quick. Yeah, it's official. Those 4 champions are the best for this. 2 tanks that taunts endlessly. 2 revives that happen endlessly. We're gonna swap middle for Mr. Birdman that revives endlessly. But for now, we have to choose the best option for the mid lane. For the middle, I do League of Legends too fucking much. For the middle, it's going to have to be Ambrosia. Ambrosia for the middle. Because Glory Priest is not, there's, she doesn't even have her ultimate, let's put it that way. Actually, she does. What am I talking about? Who's Libra? Right, Libra. Yeah, she has her ultimate. Alright, we'll keep it like this. So it's literally falling. Timeless, timeless, timeless. And if Birdman sucks, Glory Priest will win because Ambrosia is not it. Is that she's nice and all, but she doesn't. Just damage and healing. And you might be saying, what do you mean? I guess it should show why Ambrosia isn't long term. Why she truly isn't long term. Let's go there. Still talking bad about the girl. Let's show her why she's not long term. And she dresses like a slut. Anyways, is the truth? Look at this. Reduces HP. It's damage and healing, right? Essentially. Boom. Oh, it's damage reduction as well, okay. $42, this is the range. Oh, nice. Thank recovery, okay. Nah. 300%, 300%, right? Because it's literally the maximum she reached. Inside ordained tool. You got funny words, Ambrosia. See that? It's not long term. Very simple, very heal damage. Heal damage. Yeah. But Glory Priest is the same, you said. It's not exactly, because just right here, there's just healing, right? There's invisibility. You can't die. You cannot die. And then there's healing of the actual base. Not dying is much better than just healing. And then healing the base is better than not healing anything at all on the base. This is just how we see. And then this naturally heals. Right? So Deals 50% more HP when blasted to increase standard damage reduction by 50%. Cost run rage. So it's better than Ambrosia is doing. So she opts out for damage reduction instead of damage amplification. Then it heals with 25% increase max HP and removes. This is what really kills it. Removes 4 debuffs every 5 seconds. So yeah, this is better. The debuffs, the invisibility, and the base healing is better than Ambrosia. Long term, not short term, long term. And right now she does more damage. So here you have it. But yeah, if, like I said, one more time, if Mr. Kier is better in terms of the tankiness, we'll go out for him. And last but not least, Ulven Fiend, there is a very small chance he might come back, and that's simply based on the walls that he provides. That's it. This guy's walls, they're pretty nasty. And we're gonna take all these walls, we're gonna taking them just like this. We're just gonna wrap it around. So that's where he might work. So the question is, with who does he work best with? Does he work best with this chick or this chick? That's all there is to it. If it's Foxy gives you 2 champions. It's pretty fucking madness. He also give you a bunch of champions. She has a much more consistent time, not her. But she gives you 3 champions. You see what I mean? But then she gives you a bunch of fucking tiny mini champions. So it's gonna have to see. But for now, we know that it's definitely those 2. It's definitely those 2. Not these 2. No. This guy doesn't even have a fucking enlightenment. Did they give him an enlightenment? Let's see. Oop. Where you at? Dude, they need to give us a scrolling bar. People are getting too old for this. This is not the way. Right? No enlightenment. But he has a really good defense. 42. Increased damage reduction of all defense 25% and friendly heals charms. I'll show you what this do. Right. Healing, which is just self-healing. Constant is kind of like, he is like a defense version of, what is that League of Legends champion that's just going around with 2 fucking axes, just fucking axing people to death? That's him. That's him. So yeah, we have, these are the best champions for us. Oh man, that sucks. Ulven Fiend, man, you have such a good chance with this tank wall thing, man. Why you gotta be such a bitch? Yeah, man, you would work, but you can't work. And then if this got, like, let's say 10 more levels, and it encompasses the walls, you're looking at a really, really good setup right here. That's not that's not what happened. Alright. We spent all the time talking about champions this episode, which obviously that was the point. So now let's transition into what we've been wanting to do. So we can, let's get this 30. We're trying to get these crystals in order to be able to upgrade this Guild Ministry. Right here. Actually, what am I doing? Right here. So we need about 200 more because we're about 13. We're about 1300. This, and it requires 1500. That's what's been plaguing our mind as of lately. That's the one thing we're kind of missing essentially. We've done Lord's League in the background, but that's essentially it. So this is where we're going to stop for this episode. So again, finalizing the key points: revive, taunt, heal. These 5 champions are the hallmark of it. If and only if Mr. Thunderwing here is better in all scenarios than Glory Priest, then we'll go for it. Or in most scenarios than Glory Priest. Because the only thing on paper right now that separates him from her is her ability to heal the base. If that's not the case, then we'll go for him. But it seems like we're going to be going for her. Anyways, thank you for following, for listening. Have a good day. Next episode, we will be focusing on the halls. We're going to be getting a lot of gold. We're going to be raiding. We're going to be upgrading as many of the walls as possible. We're going to start circling the side. And we're also going to get our level, our continent, to 20 to 2k trophies. So 2k trophies and wall placement is what we're going to be doing next time. Alright, have a good night and good day, good everything.